I just bought my best storage unit ever for only $90. Now let's see what's inside. All right, I am gonna bring y'all in the unit so y'all can see why I actually purchased this unit. As you can see, a bunch of boxes loading up the back wall. And this was like on the 3rd or 4th listing picture. So I do think that's why I got it for so cheap, because I think we may have found a gold mine in this unit. I think I will use this table, but first, what is on this table? That thing is pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the cover on right now before I accidentally end up with a surprise unloading this storage unit. You can get busy hunting in these storage units and honestly just kind of lose track of what you're doing. All right, let's see what's inside of here. It's like a mattress topper. Is this just sheets maybe? Oh, what is this? Whoa, this is heavy. This is United Design, limited to 10,000 pieces. Y'all are gonna have to take my word for it because I know this is kind of deceiving, but this is super, super heavy and a really nice piece. I just don't honestly know if it's worth a whole lot. The rest in this box was just a bunch of covers and blankets, but that figure was pretty cool. Here's something kind of cool. What is this? Oh, nice. With the prices of toilet paper these days, we'll take it. If I was guessing, I should be able to get like $5 to $10 for this at least. I'm going to show off a couple of these. Here are a couple of flags. Minnesota Vikings flag right there. Appears to be really big. It's not in the best shape, I will say though. And then a Minnesota Twins flag right there. Let's go ahead and go through those containers next. And I'll bring you in closer inside the unit so you can see those a little bit better. All right, before we go into some of those containers and boxes, I did want to show you all a few resellable clothing items. Here's a Frank Wycheck jersey, one of the best tight ends in Titans history. That is a very, very nice jersey. That's one of the on-field jerseys too. An awesome Tennessee Chris Lofton jersey right there. It's definitely been washed quite a few times, but still really cool jersey right there. All right, while I was grabbing this box, I did see this Nintendo 64 special edition see-through green console sitting on the ground. And if that's just a sign of what's all in these boxes and what's all in this unit, we have a fun one in store for all of us. All right, now let's see what's in here. Oh, no way. You have got to be kidding me. What a start to this unit. We do have a pretty beaten up Wii U right here. And I say beaten up, both joysticks are pretty beaten up, but as long as it works, that'll definitely be resellable. This was one of those consoles that I felt like literally was here one day and then gone the next. I don't know if I've ever even seen one of these outside of the store, to be completely honest. And then another N64 in here. That is just so cool. Got a couple Xbox 360 controllers. There's an N64 controller with a rumble pack. It just brings me back to the good old days of gaming. What is this? Oh, Dance Dance Revolution. I was a chubby kid growing up, so I clearly did not have DDR, but I do think that goes to the PlayStation, I believe. There's several more PlayStation controllers. And then there's just a bunch of power cords and other stuff mixed in there. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me in detangling all of this stuff, but wow, what a first container to go through. Alrighty. And we have yet another container of video game stuff. Just right here, there's 3 N64 controllers. Not sure if that's a special edition PlayStation controller or not. Oh, one of the most iconic games of all time, Donkey Kong 64. DK, Donkey Kong. That is an all-time classic game right there. There's a PS2 right there, a Wii, and then an Xbox 360. That appears to be basically it in that container, but wow, another great container. All right, this one's labeled shirts. Huh. There's a UT Vols flag right there. There's a signed Minnesota Vikings hat. Looks like Carl Eller, I believe. That's a nice find in here. I would love a bunch of sports memorabilia in here. It's an odd looking glove, that is for sure. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Some sort of collectible rodeo plate though. There's the inaugural season for the Tennessee Oilers. We go into my UT Vols collection. Really cool right there. Vintage soda bottle. What is going on here? Huh. Now that is an old glove right there. Spalding. That is pretty cool. There's another collectible rodeo dish. One of those glass soda bottles of the Vols. Wonder how that would taste. There is one unfortunately shattered at the bottom, but then there's also this one as well. That was another great box. And here's the next container we'll go through. Look at this cool, very, very vintage football. That is really cool. And then here is a limited edition Vikings football. There's a couple of like maybe horse racing flags of some sort. Maybe those are both real old Tennessee flags. They're a little faded and they're actually coming through. It looks like a little more orange on camera than in person, but those are pretty cool. What is this? Coupe Grey Cup, Edmonton 2010. Got some Minnesota Vikings helmets. There's an ornament. Is this signed? That is not signed, but still pretty cool little mini helmet. Pokeball. Here's Super Smash Bros. Brawl on Wii. Oh, I don't know what this really is, but that's really, really cool. Oh, look at this. These are pretty old MLB licensed Harmon Killebrew photographs. The Cooperstown collection. Oh, there's more. Nice. This is induction day. There's Kirby Puckett Hall of Fame induction day. Oh, that's cool. From the inaugural 1998 season, Tennessee Oilers license plate. Oh, that's cool. Ford Mustang decal. Loomis armored truck. Guess there's two in here. Those are pretty cool. Those are pretty sweet. This is only the box, but this is a vintage Winchester small box of bullets for a .22 long rifle. There's vintage Hot Wheels. There's a presidential pin for Reagan and Bush. I don't know if the record is somewhere else, but there's the cover for Steve Martin in the Toot Uncommon King Tut. This is actually really cool. This is like one of these old mail orders, but I actually think that is a real signature of Steve Martin's. At least someone signed it Steve Martin. We got a vintage Reds pennant that'll definitely be resellable, and then a vintage UT pennant as well. A couple of Frigidaire logos right there from quite a while ago. Vintage Kiss belt buckle. It's got some sort of like reflective material on it. Alrighty, it is getting super late here, so I need to get everything cleaned up and out of this unit. But let's go ahead and go through this box first. Here's a couple of Minnesota Vikings helmets. Here's a replica Riddle helmet. Pretty cool helmet right there. And then here's a little bit more vintage helmet. I don't know if this is a replica or not. And you know what? Maybe that's actually not a replica. I'm not 100% sure on that. This is back in like Fran Tarkenton days, whenever he was the quarterback of the Vikings. Then we got a Kindle, that'll be resellable. Huh, what is this? Interesting. I'm assuming these are for a bookshelf. Oh, what is this? That might be one of those like Amazon iPad ripoffs. And then a bunch of games in here for the Wii and the Wii U. There's a PlayStation 2 game. Some Xbox 360 games in here. Maybe the only game I played more than once on the original Wii. I don't know if y'all realize, but I did bowl a 300 on Wii bowling one time. No big deal. It was kind of a big deal though. Here's a necklace right there. Oh, I thought I was the coolest kid in town whenever I got my puka shell necklace. Unfortunately, my neck was large, and so it was more of a choker. And I kept pinching my neck skin in the little clasp, so I stopped wearing mine. But boy, I may have to break mine out for the next video. All right, and that's it for that box. All right, I told y'all I was shutting down and heading home, but then I literally saw a treasure chest underneath this table and figured we at least had to open it up here and see what's inside. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, it is super heavy. Is it locked? Oh, there we go. Right there in the corner, it says guaranteed 3-ply veneer. I mean, this thing not only looks old, but it smells old. It's like a mixture of mildew, mothballs, and old people. Let's see. Oh, these are just little buttons that pop off. Wow. Whoa, no way. I say no way. I don't exactly know what all this stuff is. It obviously looks very, very old. Here's Johnny West, the movable cowboy. It is very full. And there's all the pieces, I guess. I'm assuming this is probably like late 60s to early 70s if I was guessing. Huh. What are these? Interesting. I genuinely don't know what any of this stuff is, but this is some really old stuff. Basically every single piece in here. I'm gonna have to go home and look all this up. It's a really old locking key. I mean, what is going on with these old toys? Come on, pig. I'm definitely gonna have to look all this stuff up once I get home. Official Major League Baseball marbles. Collect all 24. That is a still sealed set, so is that. That one had been opened up, but I guess each one of these are a little different. This is Series 2, that's Series 4. The other one that's opened is a Series 2 as well. There's Ernie Banks. There's Willie McCovey on that one. It's kind of a unique ring right there. And does this lift up? Oh, it does. There's a vintage continuous track cribbage game board. A vintage belt buckle of a football player. A ton of old like G.I. Joes and cars and trucks and stuff. Oh, what is all of this? Here's a bunch of news clippings. We'll say I don't necessarily know if any of this stuff's gonna have much value, but we'll see. I'll have to look into some of this stuff. There are Beckett baseball card magazines, so one does have to assume there's gotta be some cards in here somewhere, but we haven't come across them yet. There are some really old magazines in here. There's the 1974 Pro Football Special Preview from Super Sports. That is really, really cool. All right, there are so many magazines to go through in here. I'm not gonna be able to show them off tonight, so I'll pick out the ones that I think are valuable and show them off once we get home, because I gotta get out of here for tonight. So I'll see you back home in just a minute, but wow, what a way to end it in the unit. All right, so I finally cleaned up everything out of the storage unit. Boy, did that take a long time. There was so much furniture that you couldn't even see in the video, but shout out to my brother-in-law, Xander, for helping me out and getting all the big furniture pieces out of the unit. It was much appreciated. But here were the last few items that I thought were worth showing off out of the unit. This first one, I don't know a ton about them, but these are fairly valuable actually. These are called Skylander toys, the same company that makes Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. But I looked most of these up, and even out of the box and used, they were still worth about $5 to $15 roughly. Should be able to get anywhere from around like $100 to $150 for all of those. And then maybe the craziest item and honestly most expensive item in the whole unit is this Kiss magazine. If you read this little portion, you are reading that right. It says printed in real Kiss blood, which is kind of weird to me, but I feel like that's a perfect gimmick to sell a bunch of copies back in, I think this was the 70s or 80s. Either way, we'll take it. And then we'll just go through all of these sports magazines, and then there's a few comics there on the back end. There's the Sports Illustrated from Hank Aaron, breaking the all-time home run record, 715. I thought this was pretty cool, and I think the value on this was like $30 to $40 if memory serves me correct. This is the official movie magazine for Rocky III, one of the best sports movies of all time. Why don't we go ahead and give away this Rocky III official movie magazine as the first giveaway in today's video. How to enter to win this official movie magazine of Rocky III. First, like this video. Second, subscribe to my channel. And third, comment below your favorite sports movie of all time. There have been a ton of great sports movies made, but I got to go with my favorite. It is The Rookie with Dennis Quaid. But I'm curious to hear what your favorite sports movie is of all time. And good luck on this giveaway. And now let's finish off the rest of these magazines. It's a cool yearbook for the Atlanta Braves, 1974. A very old Dell Sports magazine with Sandy Koufax on the cover. That was from 1964. This was from May 1973. Great moments in sports. First of all, go Vols. This is from 1978. UT's football guide. This is a calendar that you'd get out of the whole grain Wheaties, an Air Jordan edition. I thought that was pretty cool. That should be worth a little bit of money. It was actually kind of hard to find comps on this, but I think this should be one of the more valuable items in this stack of magazines. And what makes this one so cool, as you can see, look who was playing in that game. Number 23, Michael Jordan. Thought that was awesome. And on the infold of this program, we have a big picture of the 1988 NBA MVP, Michael Jordan. Anyways, I thought this was really cool, and I think this should be fairly valuable. Like I said, though, it was hard to find comps because it is so rare. We've got a 1974 Hank Aaron scorebook magazine, another Atlanta Braves yearbook from 1975. I'm assuming most of these will be worth like $5 to $10. 1974 scorebook with Hank Aaron on the front. This is the Evel Knievel complete photo album. And then here's a 1977 Converse basketball yearbook. I think this should be on the more valuable side of these magazines, maybe worth up to like $20 to $25 for that. I thought this was an all-time Sports Illustrated. I remember it as a kid. Pat Tillman on the cover, an all-time legend on the field and off. I actually may hold on to this one. I really like that one. Here's a Cord Sports Facts baseball report from 1973. And then here's a memorable Sports Illustrated of Tiger Woods' guts and glory, whenever he won 3 majors in a calendar year. Here's an NBA preview issue of LeBron as a rookie. I think that was his second Sports Illustrated ever. So that one will have a little bit of value. And then we have just a few comic books right here. This limited collector's edition of Dick Tracy. I will say these aren't in great shape, so I'm definitely not going to get market value for them. But I still think I should be able to sell them because I think they are fairly rare. Here's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then last but not least, here is the limited collector's edition Batman. Thought that one was pretty cool. I did want to show you all this real quick. Here were a bunch of pins and tie clips that I found inside the unit. I was just going to show you all a couple real quick. I don't think this one was super valuable, but I thought this pin was pretty cool from WrestleMania 7 in 1991 in Los Angeles. And then there were some nice tie clips like this one that should be worth a little bit of money. I'm not exactly sure if that diamond is real yet. I need to get a diamond tester so I can test diamonds whenever I come across them. And then here's one with a big old ruby on the end. And then I do believe this diamond is real on this pin. It's a Quarter Century Club. And I was able to find some comps on this, so I am assuming that is real, but I am assuming some of these will have some value. Like that last one I just showed you, I think should be worth about $50. And whenever it's all said and done, I think this storage unit may go down as my best storage unit find of all time. I hope you had a ton of fun going through the unit with me. I know I had a blast. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and we'll see you next time. Stay radical.